Louder.
Louder. Louder. So to speak like this. Good morning, everyone. My name is Samuel. Welcome to the Short Architects Workshop. So on behalf of myself and all of the other organisers, Andrea and Andrew, in fact, I just like to round like this to maximize. Given that the schedule ahead is positively oozing with interesting research content, I will keep my introduction first. Let's briefly look at the big picture. Deep neural networks have transformed computer vision due to their empirical effectiveness. Only half a decade ago, our favourite comic, XKCD, was somewhat justifiably mocking object recognition performance. Now, almost exactly 5 years later, this cartoon seems both prescient and dated. Of course, we can recognize the work now, so long as it appears in Club 200. The nature of this progress that has been made is somewhat complex and deserves some caveats, some of which I hope will be discussed here today. Deep neural networks lack satisfactory analytical theory. We struggle with model interpretability, and the systems we have are vulnerable to adversarial examples. However, while challenges remain, we've had significant progress and all kinds of wonderful new ideas being explored. DNA design is a diverse and growing area, and today we'll have talks on several of those research. So the objective of this workshop was to pull together strands of different research on this topic with the following four goals. First, we wanted to attract high-quality submissions which thoughtfully explored questions relating to DNA design. We, and when I say we, I mean you who submitted to the workshop, absolutely nailed this objective. We have a fantastic program of papers and posters this year. Second, we wanted to gather some of the researchers who have contributed significantly to this area to offer their perspective on the field. This too has gone swimmingly. We have, very fortunately, a stellar lineup of amazing researchers covering a range of topics. Third, we hope to get a mixture of retrospective analysis and an outline of exciting future research. This I also believe we achieve. Lastly, we hope to chart the lay of the land for recent entries into field computation. For this, we're running, as of right now, with you, the audience, an exercise in collaborative brainstorming. We're looking for suggestions for things everyone should know about DNA design. Important ideas, papers, details of training, etc., which we will compile and edit into a document over the next few weeks. We would welcome everyone's contribution to this. It's an experimental attempt. Submitting suggestions can be found on the website. Of course, no workshop is complete without the submission statistics. We had 35 valid submissions, for which 24 papers were accepted, and and 3 were selected as orals. We are hugely grateful to our reviewing pool who contributed their time and expertise. All the reviews were of a high standard. I would particularly like to thank Jack Valmadre, Jack Turner, Vicky Kalagaitin, and Sergei Kayeles for the outstanding quality of their reviews. We'd also like to thank Momenta for enthusiastically sponsoring our work, as well as all the usual stuff. They are kindly providing us with some food. Very much. Schedule. Jam-packed with goodness. We are currently in the top row, collectively reading the schedule slide. It's an overview which you don't need to memorize. The time is something to talk are posted on the website. since we have gathered a collection of network design experts in one place, we will end the day with a panel discussion involving several invited researchers. We have a great wealth of knowledge in the attendees of the workshop, so we would also love to take comments and questions from you. If you have specific questions for our speakers, you have no fewer than 4 mechanisms for communicating them to myself, Lee, or Ian. You can tweet, you can email me, you can come tell me directly in person over the course of the day, and I will note the questions in my trusting you have, or you can simply ask them yourself during the panel. Lastly, on a more practical note, if you have any questions about logistics or about the posters or tea breaks, feel free to come speak to me or any of the workshop organisers whose faces will be identified in these other things. Okay, are there any questions so far? Great. Then without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce our first speaker, Howard Todd, Senior Research Scientist at Equitable Brain, who is one of the pioneers of the AutoML movement. We're very fortunate to have him with us, so let's make him feel welcome.